Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary. Tonight I am going to be drinking all kinds of different stuff, so make sure that you check out the poll that I have going, because you guys have direct influence over what I do. Now I'm going to leave the poll open. However, you'll notice there's only 4 options in there. I'm leaving the ECBP for last because I feel like that one's just going to trash my taste buds. Potentially the Floki might do the same. I've never tried it before. I'm noticing I'm a little unlevel here, but I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is and not really care. Anyway, so the Floki is potentially going to hurt my taste buds as well, but as the course of everything goes, just check out the poll up there, vote on it if you haven't, and we'll do things in order of whatever is being requested the most. So, anyway, how's everybody going? It's Friday night. I just had a good production release for the software that I manage. So I'm in good spirits and should be mostly undistracted, but we shall see. But let me tell you guys a little bit about what's on the docket, I think is probably the right word here. We have a few different things, but all right, let's just talk about a few of them. So the big one here in the back, this is the H. Derringer. Which is, for Henry, is it Henry? Yeah, Henry Derringer, who was the guy who he used to make guns. He's a famous gunsmith, made the gun that killed Lincoln. And it's stupid, but it comes with a gun. So we're going to check this one out and see what's going on with that. But man, that thing's like big and it's heavy and it's just cumbersome. Peanut butter and crack sandwich. Absolutely. I'm going to flush myself down a toilet later. All right, so then we have the Redbreast Lustau. So this is Oloroso Sherry cask finished Redbreast. I'm very excited for that one, very excited for that one. Then we also have the Adnams Southwold Rye Malt. This one was sent to me, actually, so funny thing, as you guys know, occasionally I'll get free bottles or whatever, and I always tell you guys in the review and or live stream if I do, just because I feel like I don't have to, but I feel like scummy if I don't. So anyway, I got contacted by a distributor who was like, hey, we've got this Floki hanging around that we really want you to do on your channel because it's really interesting. And they're right, it is. And then when I told him I was interested in it, he's like, what other kind of stuff do you like? I'm like, well, you've allegedly seen the channel. I literally drink everything. And he's like, I've got this weird rye malt whiskey from England that I'd like to send you as well. And I'm like, okay, I guess you can send me more whiskey. So of course that's where I have both of these things from. So I'm excited to try the Floki for sure. I'm interested to try the rye malt because I do love rye. So we'll see what happens there. And then we have the ECBP C922, which, by the way, absolutely insane that some of your viewers are already doing the A123, which I have no idea if it's any good or not, but just crazy. That's so far away from even being available in my area. How am I supposed to keep up with this stuff? Anyway. Yeah, so pinch hitter, thanks for spoiling the surprise, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Let me say hi to a few people in the chat, because it's nice to see you guys on a Friday afternoon, or night. Bill is a noob. Thanks, wise guy. Appreciate it. Let's see. Derringer is so disappointing. Oh, yeah, I'm not expecting much. All I'm hoping is that it just doesn't taste awful. If it's just boring, I'll be happy. I'm probably going to buy Lustau for St. Patrick's Day, also going on a whiskey festival in Orlando that day. Interesting, Kenneth. Is there anything specific in Orlando that is like whiskey? Is there a Disney whiskey? Seeing interesting whiskey makes me cry living in Utah. Yeah, Jonathan, I can kind of get that. I'm sorry. I mean, at least you got that polygamy thing going on. Yeah. Mormons. All right, so let's dive into the first. Well, actually, let me give you guys another minute to vote here. Notice there's a vote on the chat. It's basically what would you like me to drink first? And I have kind of a fun idea. Let's do this, and if anybody in the chat wants to help me out over the course of the night, let's do the usual $5 super chat entry fee, and at the end of the episode, I will send whoever, I'll pick a random winner, the usual deal, and whoever wins will get a sample of all 5 of these, good or bad, and I'll just send that along your way. So if you are in the US, then consider yourself entered. But yeah, so $5 super chat gets you an entry into that. I like that idea. I said I was going to start doing that. This is as good a time as any. All right. So it seems like the Redbreast Lustau is kind of the front runner at the moment. So we're going to jump into that first. Say LDS now. I don't know what that's about. But let's go with the Redbreast because I actually was kind of hoping this one would get picked first. The last thing I want to do is have some sort of whiskey that's going to kill Redbreast for me. And it's very possible with a cask strength bourbon, a heavy rye, I may as well just say it. Floki is, you know how like a Islay whiskey or a peated whiskey, they stop the germination by burning peat moss. Well, this does it using sheep dung. So that's exciting. I can't wait to have that in my face. So let's do that. I'm going to open up all the... Oh, come on. That was annoying. Let's just muscle through it. Or not. I meant to grab a knife. I should have grabbed a knife. I should just have a knife on me, like, at all times. But I work from home now, so it's like, how often do I actually need a knife? Alright, sorry about this. Give me just a sec. I'm going to destroy underneath my nails. It's basically like that bamboo torture where they shove the bamboo shoots underneath your fingernails sometimes, opening these things. You guys know what I'm talking about. Alright, so I managed to muscle through that. Cool. Alright, I do love Redbreast. Just in general, like everything from Redbreast I've had, at worst, has been good, you know? It's just, I can't even think of one that I don't love. So, anyway, let's see. That was an okay pop. Not a great one. You know, pinch hitter, it probably will happen. Elephant dung has a whole lot of grass and stuff in it. And vegetals. You know, when they make coffee out of the what is it, like some sort of jungle cat eats the seeds and then poops it out, and then they make that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so Fight for Sound, thank you for the super chat. Cool. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to just toss this up here. So Redbreast Lustau, single pot Irish still whiskey, single pot still Irish whiskey, sorry about that. 46% aged in Oloroso sherry. So this is inevitably going to have kind of like dark fruits. It's going to take us a little bit like red wine. The pot still Irish whiskey, just general Redbreast, tends to be easy to manipulate with finishes. So I'm expecting kind of a lot from this, but mostly to just be tasting some sherry. So we'll see. Smells really good. I'm going to just dive into the taste, and then we'll talk a little bit more. We'll try to like kind of pick this apart. Hey, Jonathan, thank you very much. That'll potentially let you get something decent over in Utah. So it does smell... I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to anyway. It does smell like what you would expect with a sherried whiskey. It's not very bold, though. At least not yet. Now, keep in mind, I just opened all this stuff up, and I'll tell you guys about why I'm doing this episode at all tonight in just a minute. But let's go ahead and have a drink. So cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. And I hope you're drinking along with me. That's pretty tasty. Ooh, it's so, like, juicy. Okay. So I'm also going into all of these things blind. But, Floki, wasn't that Thor's... Eric, I can't even deal with you tonight. You're too distracting. Like, literally everything you say is just... It totally derails me. All right. The taste here is exactly what you would expect. This is a sherry bomb, kind of. Somebody in the chat even said this is the closest you're going to get for a sherry bomb in Irish whiskey. And I kind of buy that, but I don't know. I feel like I want to taste some more stuff and see if that's actually true. I'm trying to think of what else Irish could compete with this as far as being sherry finished, but I don't know. I'd have to think about that a little bit, like when we're not streaming. As far as the taste goes, nothing's immediately jumping out at me, but it will in probably the next couple sips. What are you all drinking at home right now? It's Friday night. It's 8:10 p.m. in American time. Yep, I said it. We were having that discussion in Discord earlier today. How East Coast time is American time. Everything else is just, people are late. So... Irishman 17 is one of the best sherried Irish whiskeys if you can get it. Interesting. Well, Paul John Oloroso, yeah, but that's not Irish. That's going to be, I mean, if we're talking sherried whiskeys, then, I mean, I think Scotch is probably king, at least in my mind. But oh, I'm sorry, you're just telling me what you're... My dog is choking on something. Where is he? Hold on one sec, sorry. You all right? You all right, bud? You okay? Well, I might as well fix my tilt while I'm over here. Sorry about that. I have the dog kind of trapped down here with me because I don't want to be dealing with him. Some of you will remember in past streams, oh man, I made it way worse. Did I? Yeah, I think it's still bad. Are you all right? I'm sorry for the distraction. All right. Anyway, so some of you will remember in previous streams, I've heard like loud bangs come up from upstairs and stuff. Oh, what breed of dog? All right. Well, let me show you. Hey, Barley, come here. Yep, dog's name is Barley. Oh, come here. Come here. So this is this is Barley. Hello. So he's an Australian cobber dog. It's think like a Labradoodle, except a little bit different. It's actually what happens if you have this is going to sound weird, but this is like a pure breed Labradoodle. Because at this point, Labradoodles have been around for so long, they're considered their own breed. It's not just a Labrador and a Poodle. And so then if you take two Labradoodles and breed them together, you can have an Australian cobber dog, which is I think it's its own, what do you call it, breed at this point. So, all right. Yeah, his name is Barley. I couldn't help myself. It was awesome. As soon as I said it out loud, I was like, there is no way I'm not naming this dog Barley. Okay, so let's get back into the Lustau. He looked so confused. It was hilarious looking at him on the screen here. He's just, I don't know what's going on. Nobody did my makeup. All right, so Lustau is delicious. Let's just kind of get back focused here. Focus is definitely a problem I have on these live streams. So the Lustau is fantastic. However, if I'm going to nitpick, the one thing I would say is, and this is similar with most Redbreasts, is I always feel like they falter on the finish a little bit. Something about the pot still Irish whiskeys in general, I feel don't linger very long. I mean, I could be proven wrong. Even just the PX Sherry one that I have back there, it doesn't hang out super long. It's just, you drink it, it's delicious, but then it's gone. So I would say this is suffering from that same thing, but I'm also excited to kind of drink it over time. And you guys will see this come up again during Irish Whiskey Month, along with the Gold Spot. So, actually, there's a question for you guys, especially since we're considering the 2023 Whiskey Challenge, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, maybe somebody will link it in the chat, but I expect that you guys will probably know and, just search for it. What are you guys drinking for your Irish whiskeys this year? Are you going to wait for March to drink along with me? Are you already plowing through it? What's your situation with the Irish whiskeys? Eric is 75% Welsh and 25% Labradoodle. Wonderful. So he's got short curly hair. Well, that fits because he says mostly from the waist down. Wonderful. My Irish will either be a Lustau, Blue Spot, or Gold Spot. Nice. Little spoiler, I guess. So during Irish Whiskey Month this year, 3 of the 4 whiskeys that I'm going to be drinking, I already have. There's Powers 3 Swallows, or 3 Swallow, and then there's Gold Spot, and then there's this Lustau, and I'm open to suggestions for the 4th one, I think. I'm pretty sure I don't have it yet. Yeah, no, I don't have it yet. But we'll see. Honestly, Alex, if you haven't tried Proper 12, I'm not going to tell you to buy it because that feels wrong to say out loud. But, it's cheap. It could be kind of fun. It could be funny. So Eric is focused on Scotch until 2024. Boy, I feel bad for you, Eric. That's a tough life to live. Are you exploring or discovering anything uniquely special, Eric? Thank you. Yeah, Powers. I don't know why I was saying that wrong. Who bribed you to sell Proper 12 Bill? If you consider that a ringing endorsement, then I don't know what to tell you. All right. So let's see what is second on our list here. So the Floki. The Floki is up next. I think that's a wonderful choice. So for now, I'm going to put the Lustau away, or at least over here. Now, I was smart enough to know how to cleanse my palate, and I'm going to be eating some rainbow goldfish today. Eric, absolutely. I think that is a fantastic Irish whiskey. No doubt about it. Jameson Black Barrel, awesome Irish whiskey. And reasonably priced. All right, so I'm going to move this a little bit so I don't chew in your ear, and I probably won't have these again, just because I don't think there's any way to chew these without making a lot of noise. All right, so Floki. This is one... Oh, where's the trash? There it is. So this is one that I think is pretty awesome, even without tasting it. Even if it's not good, yeah. It's just got a cool story, and it's unique, right? Icelandic, Irish whiskey, yeah. Icelandic single malt whiskey, which we're going to put this guy up here right quick. So Icelandic single malt whiskey, it's 47%, and it's using all Icelandic barley. It's using water from Iceland. It's, like I said, they stopped the germination using sheep dung. But you know what? Like, they're not the only people in the world to burn sheep dung for a source of heat. And I think it's interesting. I don't necessarily care. Like, it's not like I'm sitting here being like, oh, that's gross. Although I absolutely think I will. I think I will probably introduce some people to this and then tell them what's in it. Let's see. Ooh, that's an interesting smell. I haven't smelled one like this in a while. I think the last time, it was definitely at one of the whiskey tastings I've done. This has that, this is going to be an interesting drink smell to this. Smells a little bit young immediately. It's, let's see, 3-year-old single cask. Yep. Not surprised. Let's see. Floki single malt whiskeys, handcrafted, blah, 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 blah. Limited edition Floki single malt, single bottle, blah, blah, blah. Nothing interesting. Okay. It ages for 3 years in ex-Floki young malt casks under the roots of Mount Hecla. Okay. Hey, why not? Fun fact for those of you that watch the D&D channel, one of the NPCs has an Icelandic accent, so I actually watched a whole bunch of videos on how to pronounce things as if you were from Iceland. And boy, is that a tough dialect and accent to do. I kind of forget how, I'm not going to do it right now because I kind of forget, but like, I remember watching several videos and just being like, wow, they like replace letters with stuff, and it's just very strange. All right. Eric says, Floki is sheep butt crafted, not handcrafted. I like that. This is smelling, what does this smell like? It's like incredibly heavy on barley. I mean, it's going to be 100%, of course, but it smells like malt, like to an incredible degree. It's almost a little bit light and sweet. Let's see. Smells a little green, little like herbally, but not like mint or thyme or sage or anything like that. It's more like a lemongrass or like a just grass in general, kind of like a field of something green. It does have a very particular smell that I would absolutely never place as anything having to do with crap. But there's something there. I'm trying to think if this is something I've smelled before. Like, I've smelled similar, but this particular thing, I'm trying to identify what I've smelled it in. So that maybe like Penderin, but I feel like I'm just going that direction because it's, over there. No, I know what this is. This smells like hay. It smells a lot like hay. Yeah, like if you go to a barn and there's just like hay on the ground and it hasn't been turned over for a little bit, like it's not musty per se. It's just that's 100% what it is. It's hay. Yeah, interesting. And sorry, this is taking me forever, but I'm like having kind of fun with this. Is that the smoked special release or one of their ordinary whiskeys which have... Yeah, no, this is actually... They said that they sent this to me and it wasn't available yet, but now I see it up on their website. I think it's just not available in the States yet, but it's... I don't know if you could tell, but it is hand numbered on the back, which is kind of crazy because it's barrel 33, bottle 235. Yeah, this is an interesting one. All right, let's go ahead and have a taste. Cheers. Oh, wow, that's weird. Whoa. Has anybody else ever had this? I imagine, Matt, you probably have. This is funky. Wow. This, totally different, right? So don't misinterpret this, but like the first time you try Springbank and you're like, that's a flavor I haven't had before. I just got that from this. But really interesting. This tastes like, wow, hold on. This is a bottle I've wanted to try for a while. I tasted it in the vault on a dare. I've been tempted to buy it, but pinch hitter. I would imagine they have it at Julio's. Oh, this is so weird. I have a bottle of their young malt and a bottle of their 3-year-old core release, which I'm not going to pretend I know a whole lot. I don't know. I don't think this is one of their core releases, but maybe it is. No, it says, I thought it said limited something on there. No, I guess not. Maybe it is one of their core releases. I have no idea. This is so weird. It tastes like hay. I mean, that's the only thing I can really describe it as. It tastes the way that hay smells, but like I want to give you more. Right now I'm trying to determine whether I think this tastes smoky at all. And first indication is not, which means either it's there and I just haven't gotten it quite yet. I don't have a bottle of water. I mean, I have water, but I'm not going to add water to this tonight. Maybe later, but we'll see. This is wild. What a unique flavor, though. I feel like this one's a cool concept just for the flavor alone. I'm not saying that this is like fantastic or anything, but it's just very unique. So this is a kind of cool thing. So I found some information about this. It says in 868, a Viking ship sailed from Norway searching for a fabled island in the North Atlantic Sea. Their courageous leader was Floki, called, oh boy, Hrafna Floki, because of the 3 ravens he carried with him. Those ravens led him to an island he named Iceland, where he became the first known settler. In his honor, our whiskey carries the name Floki. Love it. Let's see. Does it specifically say sheep dung on the label? I don't see it here. No, I don't see it here anywhere. Single barrel bottling, single cask. No, nothing about the sheep dung on here. But it did say it on their website. Using barley harvested from Icelandic soil, blah, blah, blah. I just grabbed something off their website. Yeah, so we made ready for the launch. No, that's the word sleep, not sheep. I don't know how to read. Okay, the base spirit as the whiskey. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, they make a gin. All right. Proud of the time and effort. No, I apparently didn't write anything here about the sheep dung. It's definitely a thing, but. So this isn't the smoked one. Really? Okay. Well, that would explain why I'm not smelling any smoke in here. But now I really got to learn about this a little bit because I kind of wanted this to be sheep tongue smoked because I thought that would be interesting. But the taste is still the same regardless. So Icelandic barley must have... I'm going to have to learn a lot about this because, I mean... there can only be so many different species of barley, right? And typically you have the 4-row or the 6-row. I don't know. We'll have to learn some more about this. Yeah, I snookered myself, apparently. I really thought that this was the sheep dung smoked one. I'm going to have to reach out to the guy and see if he can get me a bottle of that, because that sounds like a lot more interesting pour, honestly. Oh, the sheep dung was a very limited release. That's so funny because when I looked at their website, it was like all over it. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with this. Either way, let's just take this for what it is. Thank you for the fact check, Andrew. That's great to have somebody who knows more about this in the chat than I do, because that's literally what I'm doing is first tasting all of these whiskeys. So, I'm enjoying this. It's very different, though. Yeah. I don't know what the price is on this, actually. If anybody feels like looking that up for me, that'd be interesting to know. I would say, off the top of my head, I would be very happy to pay $60 to $70 for this. I feel like that's right in where it should cost, considering where it's coming from and what it tastes, and it's a single barrel, single malt. I'm thinking $60 to $70. Hundreds of different strains of barley. Yeah, sorry. When I was saying that earlier, I did say species. You're totally right to correct me. What I was trying to say is like there's a couple main ones that people seem to use in whiskey. You have the 6-row, the 4-row, and then there's a few others that I've read about. But when I'm reading and learning all of this stuff about whiskey, I don't see, oh, well, we have this barley that's this specific thing. It's usually like the same kind of strains, and usually half the time they came from Scotland. Sheep dung smoke sound interesting. Now I am wondering about the whiskey dick. Well, a lot of people wonder about the whiskey dick. Anyway. Well, that one's definitely interesting. It's, I will say I would have pegged that as being a little higher ABV. I probably would have thought that was closer to 50. It's only 47. But that's a good thing. It just means that you can play with it a little bit more. All right, let's see what the rabble here has elected for my third one. Okay. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you guys see, but I put together a new shirt because it made me laugh. It should show in your chat if you're not already seeing it, although the poll may be overlaying it here. I made a shirt that says "Only Drams," and it looks like, the OnlyFans website. And I think it came out pretty good. Let me actually grab this and throw this up on the screen for a sec. I don't necessarily know that anybody's gonna buy this. So this is the logo that I came up with, and just picture this on a t-shirt. Made me laugh as I was doing it. So anyway, I honestly had thought that their logo was different. I'm not gonna pretend like I've never been to OnlyFans website before, but I've seen their logo previously, and I thought that they were still using it. Turns out that they changed their logo like 3 years ago, and I had no idea. So when I went to go make this, I had a plan for what it was gonna be, but then I ended up just changing it to fit the new logo. But either way, I like the way that came out. I think I did that yesterday during lunchtime. Hey, Emily. Nice to see you. All right, so let's see. So our next one that we're going to do, and I'm kind of excited about this, is the Derringer. Now, just a reminder for people here. So I'm doing the typical whiskey tube giveaway. $5 super chat gets you an entry. I'm going to be giving away, whoever wins is going to get a sample bottle of all 5 of these whiskeys. So pretty good deal for $5. But throw it in the chat. Let's get some let's at least cover shipping. So next up we are doing the Derringer, and then we're going to do the rye malt, and then we will do the ECBP. So I'm going to kill off that poll. There we go. All right, cool. A lot of people really wanted me to try the Lustau, which is great because I really wanted to try it. Now, this one is so weird. I'm like really excited to try this. I don't expect good things. Sorry, I'm attempting to do this while showing it to you, but I think I'm just going to take it out and then kind of get back to it. So this comes with a small gun because why not? Now, the Derringer is a small gun. This is basically what Booth there killed Lincoln with. And it was a favorite gun of assassins, not even just him. And the whole point is that it's very small, so you could kind of like tuck it away. And it's funny to think that, like, yes, this is pretty small, but it's not that much smaller than a lot of guns. So it's kind of cool to see. I mean, for anybody who doesn't like guns, sorry for this, but like it's cool to see how far firearms have come, where this was considered super small. And now, I mean, this is only slightly slightly smaller than just like a 9mm handgun. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and try this Derringer, which, by the way, almost immediately this little gold thing is starting to come off, which is just BS. This bottle cost me $100 because it's a gimmick, and I knew it was a gimmick when I bought it. I'm under no false pretenses that this is not going to be a good whiskey, but it does look really, really cool. And you can't argue with that. I guess the person who made this bottle is pretty, I don't know anything about them, but I think they're a very famous bottle maker. And you can tell, I mean, it's a unique design and everything. I may very well turn this into a infinity bottle. It does seem like I'll be able to take the label off the front. So actually, I will almost certainly turn this into an infinity bottle. Maybe I'll hot glue this little gold thing back on here and use that. I like it. But I'm absolutely going to be sticking the gun into the cork afterwards. But let's see how the pop is. That's a good pop. So far, 10 out of 10. Looks good, sounds good. It's probably going to taste like crap. It's probably going to taste like sheep dung. All right, let's shove some, yeah. Oh, beer. Man, that barely gets in there. Yeah. Gun. Whiskey, guns, cigars. I love it. I love it. It's stupid and I love it. All right, let's see. People saying, I bet it tastes like Flintstones vitamins. Let's see. Indian single malts are great. I completely agree with you, Jason. I don't know what you're referring to. Only Drams needs a deep V. Only Drams needs a deep V. Let's see. By the way, I'm not even just repping this thing. I freaking love this hoodie. I've been wearing this hoodie way too... Like, I need to wash it. It's gross. I really, really like this hoodie. For anybody who's interested, it is nice and soft. It's comfy. All right. That barley gets in there, so we're just not doing fair raising anymore. Oh, barely gets in there. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, we're not doing phrasing anymore. What was it? Glenn Gooley? I think it was Glenn Gooley. You live in Massachusetts, surely you could get a lot of flintlock stuff to show it. Yeah, you know, I probably could. My wife's not a fan of guns. I have one gun. Maybe someday I'll bring it on stream just to show you guys. It's a 1983 deer rifle from Winchester. It's more of a collector's item than anything. So I was born in 83. My grandfather bought the gun a few days after I was born. And then waited until I was, I think, 21, and then gave it to me, which was pretty cool because he ended up dying like probably 6 years later. So it's not relevant, but more just like it's what I have from him. And it's just such a cool thing that he bought it when I was born and then just held on to it forever. The one thing I don't have is there's special ammunition that goes for that specific gun. It's not special size or anything. It's ornate. Same thing with the deer rifle. I guess that Winchester does one every year, or did for a very long time. So I do not know which model it is, but like I said, I'll bring it on stream sometime just for fun. Oh, Jonathan, you got your Dram hoodie and we're wearing it today. That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, man, Hoodie Brothers. My daughters look at this and they say, "Oh, it's Dr. Am." I'm like, ugh. They have their mother's sense of humor. All right, so what am I drinking? Okay, so I'm drinking the Derringer. Let's see what I wrote down about this guy. So real quick, so it's from Indiana, so it's almost certainly MGP. It's 46%. It's 70. Oh, you know what? I can put this up and you guys can just see. So it's 70% corn, 26% rye, 4% malted barley. And I did look around. That's the same mash bill that Bibb and Tucker ends up using. So that might give you an idea of what this tastes like if you've ever had that. Not a whole lot more about it other than, okay. So designed by a famous glass artist, which they don't even say who it is. Aged in new charred white oak casks, extremely small batch offering only 2,987 bottles made in the first release with unmatched character and incredible smoothness. Oh, well, I'll be the judge of that. All right, let's go ahead and nose this. That's an interesting nose. It's almost like, You know, they say it's incredibly smooth, but immediately I kind of backed off on the nose because it feels it noses higher ABV than it is. I don't even know what I'm getting off of that. Let me try some water real quick. It doesn't even have any classic bourbon notes. Like, it doesn't smell like charred oak. It doesn't smell like caramel. It doesn't smell like vanilla. It doesn't smell like butterscotch. It doesn't really smell like anything. If I were going to say anything, I would say it smells like somebody added way too much water to a bourbon. Like they did like a 50-50 blend. And it smells vaguely bourbon. It's 46%. Huh. Very weird. All right. Cheers, everybody. That's not the face of something that tastes good. Oh. You know, if Matt's still in the chat, I can only imagine that he's just agreeing right now. He's like, yep, I tried to tell him. Oh, man. Yeah, it's not great. It's very... harsh is too harsh of a word. What would I... bleh. Blech. Yeah, you know, you're making a funny point, Charles, but I'm almost inclined to go with it. He's saying the red label got a better reaction. I might just be immune to that at this point because I've done it so many times. Oh, man, it's still going. Oh, that's so sad. This might be like a sink, like a dump down the sink, because I kind of want the bottle. I'm really pissed off about this string here, though. Like, come on. What is that BS? It's a bourbon-like product. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I thought, I knew that it wasn't going to be great because it's 100%, like, once you have this kind of bottle with a thing and you're charging $100 for it, like, that's 100% going to be a gimmick. But I was hopeful when I saw 46% that it would at least be okay. Yeah, that's just not great. All right. Anyway, I don't even know what to say about this. It's just not good. Ugh. Thanks, Alex. I don't know. I'm very disappointed. I've waited a long time to drink this one. Let's see. It does have some tasting notes on the back, which lets you know it's high quality. So caramel. So tasting notes: caramel, vanilla, fruit, dried fruit, slightly candied, slight spice. Aroma: vanilla, caramel, dried fruit, cream, light rye spice in the finish. So shows what they know because they put the tasting notes before the smelling notes. So I mean that's a thing. I don't know. This is so disappointing. Use it to clean toilets. Yeah, that could work. My bathroom would actually... It would kind of taste like if you poured a good bourbon into the toilet. That's basically what it smells like. It sells for $211. Oh, man. Now I'm regretting unboxing it. But oh well. I could have doubled my money on it. Bought something decent. Yes, it is supposed to be the handle of it's a Derringer pistol. So, yeah. And it does have this thing. I wish it moved. That'd make this so much better. I almost wonder if because it does look like it's a separate piece, but I bet if I pulled on it hard enough, it would probably just break. It wouldn't actually ever move. But this thing might just go on the shelf and look cool. And then if people ask about it, I'll tell them it's terrible. Yeah, I might make, I don't know. Hey, David. Nice to see you. That's a $60 bottle and $30 in taxes. So I actually bought it up in New Hampshire. So no sales tax. No, it's really not growing. If anything, this is just leaving a film on the inside of my mouth that's making me unhappy. It is from Indiana. But I'm inclined to say it's not MGP. But it must be, right? Like, it's got to be. But MGP does better than this. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this, but coming from the Lustau, and then that funky, what is it, Floki? This is so disappointing. And I'm happy that I'm going into a rye next, because that's going to overpower whatever the hell this thing was trying to do. All right, let's take that out. Put that away. Whack. All right. Hide that behind the box because it's a piece of crap. Gun on top because that's funny. All right, let's move along. We're going to do the rye malt next. I'm a little excited for this one. I don't know about you guys. I'm a little excited. All right, so I imagine at this point, many of you are on your second pour of the night. Let me know what you're drinking. Bib and Tucker is pretty regularly panned, so I'm not surprised the whiskey is crap. I don't know what you mean by that, panned. It's so disappointing. That's what she said. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. So we've got, let's bring this up here. We've got the Adnams. That's a weird name. Adnams Southwold Rye Malt, 47%. Handcrafted in England. Non-chill filtered. They actually make it a point to put that on the bottle, so I think that's cool. Monkey shoulder now. Oh, okay. Poorly reviewed. Panned means poorly reviewed. Never really heard that term. All right. I'm way more excited for this. I've been dying for a new... How about this? Let me ask you guys a question. I have been considering for a long time. You guys know I do Irish whiskey for March. I've wanted to do a rye month pretty much every year for the last 5 years. I've wanted to do something, and I never get around to it. Only because rye tends not to get a whole lot of views. There's practicality of running a channel, right? What are some like really, really good ryes that you guys would recommend? Don't say Booker's Rye, because freaking amazing, but like, what are some attainable ryes? Now, I've done the, what is it? I don't have a bottle of it anymore. I've done New Riff Rye. I've done Pikesville. I've done a whole bunch of them. I did Knob Creek, Elijah Craig, Jack Daniels, Wild Turkey. I've done a ton of ryes, but I'm very curious. I've done Sagamore. They make really good stuff. I'm curious what you guys think would be awesome ryes to feature on an episode like that. All right, well, let's get into this one. Why not? So let's learn a little bit about this first. So, made from a mash bill of 25% East Anglian malted barley and 75% rye. Okay, so it's quarter barley, 3/4 rye. That's cool. It's been matured in new French oak for at least 5 years, so this is sounding promising. Winner of the World Whiskies Award, Best English Rye 2021. Now, to be fair, there's probably not a lot of competition in that category. It has lovely aromas of warm vanilla, raisin fudge, and black peppercorns with a smooth, rich, and spicy palate. Delicious on its own or in any classic whiskey cocktail. Now, here's where I'm concerned. Just the fact that they mentioned put it in a cocktail makes me wonder that this isn't going to be amazing. But we'll see. Tawakero, yeah, man. I did Tawakero. I have like their first batch of both their 4-mash and their 4-grain, and then their rye. Both awesome. I love Tawakero, and the guys that run it are really, really nice. I meant to go down there the last time I was in Texas, but I'll have to get around to that. Maybe if I ever go visit Matt, I'll go there. Masterson's 10. I'm not a rye person, and that's the one 100% rye I would buy again. Masterson's 10. I don't have a pen anywhere. Let me take a note real quick. Notepad. Masterson's 10 rye. Okay. Then we've got High West Rendezvous Rye. You know, it wouldn't hurt me to do High West. I've done Whistle Pig before. I'm not a huge fan of really anything that Whistle Pig does. Not in the flavor, just like their business practices. I'm not psyched about what they do with their what is it, the Boss Hogs every year. Like, it feels very gimmicky. They just started doing, what is it called, the Muses? Oh my gosh, I ripped that a little bit to shreds on one of my shorts one time, and didn't get a very good reception, but you know, people were wrong. I basically called people out on being like, look, you can buy this, but you're just paying stupid money for the same thing you're doing with Blanton's, getting your little horsey. Jonathan, I am a fan of High West as well. I don't think I've had anything from them that I haven't really enjoyed, but I'm sure there's some stuff that's not great, but for the most part, very solid. I've actually done the Kilbeggan small batch rye. Lot 40 Canadian rye. Now there, and Alberta Premium. Yeah, those are good suggestions as well, actually. Now the Lot 40, I don't know. I've said this before, and I hate to sound like a broken record for people who watch this stream. I am shocked at Lot 40 that it's not better. And I met Dr. Don actually in person at a dinner one time. We ate together. It was pretty cool. However, just liking somebody doesn't mean that the product's all that great. And Lot 40 was fine. Don't get me wrong. Like it's hardly bad. It's more that people suggest it as being the Canadian whiskey that I absolutely need to have and will 100% change my mind about Canadian whiskeys. And I disagree. It's just not that great. Like just think about it. If you met somebody who was like, I don't really know anything about bourbon, I don't really think I like it, it's all caramel and vanilla and oak. Like you could probably think of 10 bourbons off the top of your head that are going to blow their mind, right? Maybe 5. But everybody suggests Lot 40, and I tried it, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't amazing. All right. Anyway, we finally have APCS here in town as of this week. There's Lot 40 Dark Oak. Now, that's the one that would probably change my mind. I've heard a lot of really good things about that one. FEW Rye, Catoctin Creek, Driftless Glen, and Wilderness Trail. Now, Wilderness Trail might change my mind. That might be a good rye to do as well. I appreciate all of these suggestions. I'll go back and check these out later and take some notes. Now, here's another question. Which month of the year strikes you as rye month? I'm thinking like September, maybe. I feel like it's got to be not hot, but not cold. So funny that you bring up seagrass there, Kenneth. I have been talking to Barrel. I'll kind of tell you guys some of this stuff because why not? I did make a promise to myself to do several single barrels this year, and I told myself I was going to do 2. I'm actually aiming for more than that, hoping that they'll all work out. The one I am really excited about is not Barrel, although I'm obviously going there. I'm excited about that enough, but I'm really excited. I started talking to Starward, the Australian whiskey company. Some of their like really good stuff that I have back there, really good, right? Like it's really, really good. I'm going to potentially do a single barrel with them, which is funny because they use like a Solera system. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work out, but regardless, I'm like really excited to do a Australian whiskey as my second ever barrel pick. I just think that will be wonderful. All right. November is rye. September would be good. Third version, blah, blah, blah. Sign me up for a Starward pick. Nice. Yeah, represent Aussie, Starward. Nice. Yep, I completely agree. Australian whiskey, I have had very little of it. And as far as Starward goes, I think that's the only ones I've had. I just can't get over how good their Nova is for like $40 all the way to the States. I've heard good things about their cognac cask. All right, you guys are telling me right now, shut up, stop talking, and drink this friggin' rye whiskey, because I'm sure you... All right, I'm going to do that. So when we nose this, Test. Haha, I win. All right. Hey, sorry, everybody. I don't know what the hell happened there. All right. I need a drink. Yeah, I know, right? You guys were watching me talk. I did literally nothing. Nothing happened. I'm sorry about that, everybody. Okay. I try to do too much stuff on this little laptop I have. I really need to invest in a new computer. All right. Let's... Yeah, you... What was that? Probably 45 seconds.